people to and call us. And so I started investigating with a company called ClickFunnels. They had a webinar, you know, sign up for, I don't know, 7 days free or 14 days free. And, you know, we'll help you get started. And then there was another company. So I signed up. And then I started looking at everything and I was like, OMG, this is a lot of tech stuff. I don't know if I have the time to learn it. Then there was another company called Funnel Cures, and they were like, we'll build your funnel for $87. I go, sign me up. So signed up. Long story short, I kept saying, where's my funnel? They told me I'd have my funnel in 7 days. I had to answer like 10 questions about my real estate business. Well, after 6 weeks, I said, just send me back my money. In the meantime, I met Danny through ClickFunnels. Danny, it's so good to see you. And, you know, I have a marketing person. One thing led to another. We started talking to Danny. I didn't know at the time he was in the UK. And I told Danny what I wanted to do. And he said, let me help you. I can help you. I can get you started. We've already done 2 guides, 2 seller guides with the help of Danny's direction and artificial intelligence. So I am super psyched. I did get a client, a funnel client from the West Coast of the United States for, and they're buying a property, and they turned out to be a $1.6 million client. That was a fluke, but it was the funnel client. So with Danny's help and direction, we talk a couple of times a week. It's been so simple. So Danny, I'm going to let you take it away. I'm so happy that you're here. It's so good to see you, and let everyone know.
What a funnel is, but I don't know what a funnel is.
Okay, Danny, you want to explain what a funnel is, or do you want me to explain what a funnel is?
It's all covered in this presentation, and in 30 minutes or so, hopefully everybody knows what it is, why they need one, and I've even figured out a way to help people have one.
Okay, so he'll tell you, it's sort of like, for me, it's like a band. Okay, Danny, it's up to you. Go them.
Yeah. And I don't know if we could mute the mic at your end, and I will take questions at the end. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Just raise your hand if you can hear me and it's coming through okay, and let me know. Yay. So what I want to do is share this screen, and you should be able to see on the screen. As Denise said, we've been putting together these weird artificial intelligence powered 2-page websites, which is basically what a funnel is, that will turn web browsing prospects into hot leads. And we all want leads, right? Everybody wants leads in the business. We can do this without having to waste a big bunch of money on expensive web agencies, spend ages on the computer, or clean up after any buffaloes. And I'll get to the buffalo thing in a second. I'm also going to show you how you could maintain one of these 2 pages in under an hour a week. So if that sounds like a plan, and you guys can see me and hear me okay, give us a little wave and we'll get started. Yay, you can see you on the screen. So look, by the end of this presentation, you're going to understand why traditional advertising is no longer cost effective and what you should hopefully be doing instead. And you're not going to have to go and feed a buffalo to get there, right? You'll see exactly why traditional advertising agencies and marketing companies are probably lying to you. And Denise has kind of alluded to some of that already. And you'll probably accept that your website might be dead in the water or it might be sinking, but you will know exactly what you need to do about it. And the hint is build a funnel, or in this case, a 2-page funnel. So I'm going to show you this stuff in this presentation. Hopefully that sounds like a plan, but I'm going to go a step further. If you stay to the end and you put up with me till the end, I'll actually give you one of these things for free. Right? Does that sound like a plan? I can't hear you, but I'm sure that sounds like a plan, right? We'll take questions at the end. This is a little bit about me. I've traveled all over the world helping people with funnels, and you can see on the picture at the top, lots and lots of different landing pages, different designs, video testimonials, crazy things that I've done. You can also see revenue that I've made for myself and for clients. You can see my baby on there. You can see some of my presentations on there. You can see customers on my Google tracking map and a bunch of the places at the bottom where I have presented and been involved in, right? But it's not about me. It's about you guys, and it's about your business. Just imagine for a moment that your technology online would just work, right? Hold that thought. Then imagine that you could get all of the content for free or next to nothing. That'd be kind of cool. And if you could imagine then that your offer, whether you're buying or you're selling or whatever it is that you're doing, was always in front of the right people, and you could just focus on that sale and building relationships without all complicated marketing stuff and web hosts, and you have crazy funnel builders that are going to charge you money and not deliver the products. If all of that could just happen, wouldn't that be something amazing? And wouldn't that take a big weight off your shoulders? Like, give us a wave in the room if that sounds like the perfect thing for you guys who are out there trying to get leads, trying to get customers, but you know that you kind of have to use the internet to do it, right? That sort of makes sense. I can see people waving. Quick question. Have you ever been on a website and you couldn't get the answer that you wanted, and it's just drove you crazy, and you've then gone and led down in a dark room to recover from that experience? We've all been there, right? And you can go on these things. They're all super complicated, whether you're trying to book a flight, or maybe you're trying to find out some information, or you just want to order some food, or you want to get some groceries, or whatever it is. People make these things really, really complicated. And nobody wakes up in the morning thinking, I want to spend all day trying to solve my problem on some crazy, complicated site. Nobody does that, right? And unfortunately, with the advancements in artificial intelligence right now, the way that Google is going with these plugins and all of this crazy stuff, the way that people interact with online services means that, like now, today, and in the near future, and going forward, nobody is going to have to bother with complicated processes. So if you have a complicated process, or you're relying on traditional advertising, there is a bit of urgency right now that you might be left behind. You sort of follow where I'm going with this, right? So there's matters of fact and there's facts that matter. And going forward, I know from all of my experience that artificial intelligence powered shortened interaction processes. So the time it takes you to find the answer, the time it takes you to check out, the simplicity of a website is going to be the future of online success, whether that's in real estate or you're selling books or, you know, whatever it is, right? To be successful online in the future, AI, simple processes are going to be king. And the best way to build this into your business is by learning about this stuff now, especially before your competitor. Give us a wave if you're following along with this, if this kind of makes sense. And what I want to do with you is share some secrets. I'm going to share with you 3 simple secrets that you can write down, or we can share the replay, and hopefully this stuff helps you to start sooner, right? And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you a little 2-page website that you can use in your business without much tech knowledge or without having to hire a designer that you can use to implement some of this stuff from the outset, right? So look, we talked a little bit at the beginning about the buffalo, and the first secret that I want to share with you is that buffaloes don't sell houses. And if you've ever seen a buffalo by the side of the freeway and wondered why it was there, I've had that experience. And I was over in Utah in Salt Lake City, and I was actually with a real estate client, and we was driving down the freeway, and she said, look at that, there's a buffalo in that field. And the guy who owns that buffalo is a real estate agent, and he's put that buffalo in that field with the hope that people driving down that freeway are going to look through the window, see the buffalo, and then see his billboard in the background with his name and his number and like whatever his company was, right? That is traditional advertising combined with a crazy notion and buffalo marketing at its finest. And that is not where you want to be, right? This guy is literally spending money, housing, keeping this thing in the field, stopping it from running away, with the intention that people driving down the freeway at 70 miles an hour or more, these guys drive crazy in Utah, right? Driving down this freeway are going to see the buffalo, then see the billboard, then write down the number, then remember the name, and suddenly want to buy or sell a property, and somewhere on that journey are going to get on the phone and call this guy. I like laughed, and then I thought about this. There's so many people that are doing this kind of marketing right now. It's insane. And whether it's a real living, breathing buffalo or some crazy PR stunt, or you're messing around with TikTok videos, or you're doing things on Instagram Reels. How many of you guys are doing crazy videos or trying to get customers online and you're not really seeing results, right? How would you even measure the results from that kind of crazy campaign? And it illustrates beyond any doubt in my mind that if you are relying on billboards and traditional advertising and pumping all of your money into this stuff, you've got radio commercials going on, you're on the TV, you're doing all of these things. A lot of these things are not measurable, and they are super, super expensive. If you take that on board and you kind of get that in your mind and think, man, maybe I am doing some buffalo marketing, you probably need to stop. Because the way things are moving, and with the AI and the advancements of technology, people haven't got time for that. It's complicated, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't fit together, and people are just going to be like, oh man, they drove past down the freeway, they forgot about your brand. Do you think, and give me a little wave, that you could improve the way that you do things online, especially the way that you track your data and that you understand your customer, what they look like, where they are, the zip code, the phone number, what pages they've clicked on, and all of that stuff? It's like, I know that I've made a lot of mistakes with this stuff in the past, and only when I fixed these mistakes did I start to see results, right? Your data is king. If you've got some crazy marketing going on in your business and you've no way of measuring this, and you're putting loads of effort in with this thought that this is going to work, yes, you might get the odd result, but unless you're tracking the data, unless you've got a system in place, it might be that in the next 6 to 12 months that your source of leads dries up completely, and nobody wants that, right? So what I want to show you very, very quickly is how you can use a 2-page simple funnel, which I'll explain in a second, to not only get more leads, but to actually reduce the cost of customer acquisition. Because whatever you are doing, you will always pay for leads. Even if you say, well, I get my leads through word of mouth, you still got time that you put into that. You've still got to speak to people in that process. And we all know that not every lead turns into a sale, right? Or into a business contract. There is a little excerpt from Google. If you decide to run ads yourself, you can expect to pay upwards of $100 per lead. Raise your hands if you're paying upwards of $100 per lead and you're happy with that, right? Let me know in the room. Shoot a bit of life in the room. Who's paying a lot of money for leads? You paying upwards of that, or you paying less than that? Let me know. Give me a signal. I can see you guys on the camera, unless it's frozen. Are you paying upwards of $100, maybe $400? Right? I can see people are moving. It's like crazy. Wouldn't you rather make most of your existing data, your customer data, and actually keep the costs down? Imagine you could shorten the entire advertising and acquisition process to 2 simple pages online and more than half the cost of the lead in your business. Would that be like amazing? Because not only are you saving money, you're getting better quality people and you are acquiring them into your mailing list. And even if they're not ready to do business now, you can keep them engaged and you can do business with them when they're ready. Is that like a million miles away from crazy traditional marketing where you're throwing in loads of money, you're spending an insane amount of money on leads? If we could do that with like 2 pages online, and I'm going to give you that stuff, who would be interested in going forward with this? Because I know how much impact this has had for me, my clients, and people around the world. And if you don't know what a funnel is, or you're not sort of privy to this marketing stuff, it's not as complicated as it sounds, and it's certainly not as stressful as having a buffalo in a field. So at this point, do we agree traditional advertising might be too expensive? It's also hard to measure. The cost of acquisition is going crazy. Nobody wants a complicated process when they're buying anything or fixing a problem online. You possibly have one of these complicated processes. We all know about artificial intelligence. It's on the news. This is simplifying everything for the big companies. And if you're not on board with this, there's a chance that you could be left behind. Right? Does that kind of make sense? And my message to you today, even if you don't listen to anything else I say, is at least start researching the artificial intelligence. So look, we've only got a little bit of time and I want to move on this. Number 2, I know for certain that advertising agencies and web companies are probably lying to the majority of their clients. I walked into a client's office 10 years ago and he was like, "Hey, Danny, look at my new videos. I've just paid 5,000 British pounds for these videos. That's like $7,000, right? And he said, these videos are amazing and these are going to skyrocket my business and going to make us loads of sales." I showed him a stock footage website that you can sign up to for less than $100, where it had exactly the same videos on there and you could download as many as you wanted. And he's paid $5,000. This is the oldest trick in the book for agencies. They charge a big bunch of money and they go to stock websites. They go and get this stuff super cheap. They spend ages doing it. They do a few revisions for you while they sit there and they drink a coffee, and you are happy because you think that is how much these things cost, whether it's websites, whether it's logos, whether it's videos. What do you think will happen now we've got this AI revolution? Right? These guys are going to milk this stuff, right? And just let me raise your hands, let me know in the background. I can't hear you. Do you want to see some of this AI stuff in action, how we've used this for clients and customers going forward? Let me know. Give me a signal. Let me know that you're not falling asleep. Yeah, I can see people waving at the back. This is super cool, right? So you've heard of ChatGPT. On this side of the screen, I have literally typed into ChatGPT, create a 30-day podcast planner in a table for a new real estate podcast, and just put in the brackets, ideas and more. I didn't even use a big explanation. I've not used anything clever or scientific. And in 30 seconds, ChatGPT has gone, sure, I can help you create 30-day podcast planner in a table for real estate podcast. Here is a sample you can use as reference. And it's literally, this thing goes on. This is like days of stuff. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. All of the things that you could possibly build into a podcast. And I didn't need to pay a dime for that. If you're not using this thing, it's chat.openai.com. I could share the link at the end. And you can go on there for free, or you can pay $20 a month. And you can get this thing to produce emails and copy and headlines and planners and all sorts of stuff. On this side of the screen, I've said, hey, give me 30 high value hashtags for real estate and present them in what we call the code block. So I can copy them for Instagram, 2 seconds. It will give me 30 hashtags and a little button that I can press that copies them, and I can drop them straight into Instagram. Let me know if you think that that's like a game changer, but also think about the money that you may be spending getting people to do this for you. AI is the way forward. And if you're not embracing this and you're not using this in your marketing, like, man, that's like crazy. If you leave it for too long, the chances are you're going to get rolled over by the people that are using it. And that's a big concern for me. And I've been talking to Denise and been talking to a big bunch of other people. And if you understand this and you get this and you're prepared to do a little bit of research, a little bit of work right now, there's a good chance that not only can you future-proof your business, but you can also beat your competition while they are still messing around with buffaloes in the field. Is that like exciting? Have you ever wished that you had an amazing brochure, but you didn't like the price or you didn't know what to write in your brochure? This is a couple of pages from the brochure that we've put together with Denise. This is a guide on how to maximize the value of your home. All of the images, all of the text, all of the content that you see in this guide, which is like 30 pages long, is all AI. And apart from the time it took to put this together, which is not overly difficult, you can use Canva or you can use online software. Apart from that initial time commitment, all of that content was free. Is that not like super exciting? Because you could be creating things in your business now using artificial intelligence, even the images that are far better than you could go and get from a design agency or company. If you ever look on TikTok or Reels or YouTube Shorts and you think, oh man, I wish I could have a video with all of the captions and the stickers and those nice descriptions and the hashtags. Would you believe it? There is an artificial intelligence platform that does that for you. And you literally put your YouTube link to your big long video, just like this. You talk, you maybe interview somebody, you show off a home, and the AI goes through your video, puts the captions on, chops it up into the right sizes and shapes for whichever platform you choose, and gives it you back with a description. It's like that saves you alone hours. And if all you learn from this presentation, and I'll give you the link to this at the end, is that you can take a video, put it into AI and get it perfectly chopped into size with the captions, then you are already miles ahead of where you were when you walked into the room. But there's more. This thing will do logos. All of the logos on the screen are AI generated. A designer would take weeks and months. This takes seconds, and you can tweak these. And you could have logos, you could have bullet points, you can have info graphics, you can have a big bunch of stuff. All of the images in this presentation, even the buffalo, were AI generated. And I hope you're getting this, right? Wave around, let me know if you're getting this, because AI, proper data management, simplifying your process could be the difference between $1 million and $20 million or more in sales over the course of the next year. And everybody's kind of driven by sales. We all want more money. It's super important that you sort of embrace this stuff, right? If I told you that AI could give you everything that you need for a 2-page marketing funnel, which I'll show you in a second, including your logo, your ads, your copy, your video, social media planner, and more, in less than 15 minutes, is that game changing for your business? Are you paying attention? Wave, give me a signal, like the AI generated people in that screen right now, because that picture that you're looking at on this page is AI generated. It's not a real picture. And unless I told you that, you wouldn't know. And the way this is advancing, you guys really need to know. So look, let's recap on that one. It's crazy to pay agencies. They're just going to use the AI and sell you this stuff more expensive. You're going to pay thousands of dollars for something they can do in 5 seconds, and they're going to get better results than any designer. Surely, you guys, Denise's friends, it's better if you learn how to do it right now for yourself, right? If that doesn't make sense, oh man, I'll see you in a year's time. But the advice is go and do that, because there's another secret, something that's very, very important right now, is that your website is either dead or dying, and savvy marketers, the people who know what they're doing online, are not following this old way. So the old way, hey, you put a buffalo in the field, you see the billboard, you remember the phone number, you try and ring this guy. That's crazy. The old way online is people would Google search, then they find a site, then they've got to accept all those damn cookies, and then they find the agent and compare the agents, and then another Google search, and then they find another guy, and then they learn about this person and they arrange a call, or maybe they miss the call, or they have to reschedule, and then all of this stuff is a big, long, drawn-out process, whereas the savvy marketers, the businesses in the know, do it the new way. They've got AI-powered ads that just stop people in the tracks. The AI-powered two-page funnels that grab their contact details and put people in the calendar. They give easy access to all of this stuff without any friction or messing around or unnecessary clicks. It's carefully planned follow-up that the AI can generate for you. They use AI-powered, fully automated customer grabbing processes. And all this will do, if you feed that some advertising dollars, will keep your pipeline full while you go and have a coffee, or you go to the beach, or you focus on your clients. Now, would you prefer the old way or the new way? I know what works for me, I know what works for my clients, and I also know the stress and the pain and the anxiety that is caused by trying to do a big bunch of crazy stuff for very little reward. Am I right? Is this like making sense? Because with Denise, we've used AI to create little two-page funnels with videos on, with captions and headlines. And you see the ebook that you just saw earlier with the imagery and everything, all of this stuff and the testimonials and more that you can run traffic to, you can share on WhatsApp, you can put into groups, you can use this to capture the leads. And when they sign up, they're on your mailing list, and then they can add themselves to your calendar and they can read some content about you, and you can add them to Facebook groups and do all of this stuff automatically without having things all over the internet, without a big bunch of stress and anxiety, and without having to hire designers and tech teams and like spend ages trying to figure this stuff out. It's not taken very long for Denise and lovely assistant Jude to learn not only what this is all about, but how to do it. And what I want to do for you is give you that opportunity to learn some of this stuff today, right? Because I've covered a lot, but look, imagine you could deploy these AI-powered two-step funnels in minutes like we've done and manage them with like minimum time and cost, and kiss goodbye to the buffaloes and the complex processes. All of your videos and emails and ads and your copy and your marketing plan, everything's done for you by AI. And you don't need designers or webos or agencies to pull it all together. Literally 2 pages, a little bit of effort, a little bit of learning from yourself, taking on board what I've just shared in that presentation, and you could be moving forward very, very quickly, faster than your competitor could ever imagine. In fact, I want to keep these secrets in the room, right? Does that kind of make sense? But look, just like drinking out the fire hose, I know that I've covered a lot of stuff there, right? But does that kind of make sense? Give me a wave if that all makes sense. If you're excited by this stuff, is it something that you'd be interested in thinking about more in your business, even if you've never done anything technical online? If you can write a Facebook status, you can use AI, right? It's as simple as that. And look, if I gave you a copy of one of these 2 pages and plugged in some emails and gave you some free training on how to make it work, do you think that you'd have a better chance of success than if you carried on with your existing efforts online? Let me know. Give me a signal in the room. If I just give you a little bit of training for free and they give you one of these 2-page funnels and I showed you how to access some of this AI, isn't that worth like a shot? Like, let me know. Is it like something you're interested in? I know we're coming to the end of the presentation. I kind of want to get a feel from the room. It's hard to get the feel from the room from where I am. Let me know. Give me a wave. Is that something you'd be interested in? I can see people are waving. People are going crazy. You guys are awesome. But of course you would, right? And it's kind of like the .com boom. When people said, hey, you need a website, or the Bitcoin thing. I remember when Bitcoin was like 10 cents. And I said, hey, Mum, please, can I have some money on your credit card to get some of these Bitcoin things? And she was like, don't be crazy, son. It's a scam. And I was like, oh, man. And these things went up to like 47 grand each last year. And if I'd have bought them at 10 cents, even if I would have bought 10 of these things, right? And the guys who never got a website for 20 years, they're kicked to themselves. I don't want you to kick yourself. You don't want to kick yourself, right? So is it possible to have a little bit longer on this presentation? I don't know if it's possible, like 5 more minutes to show you how we could take this a little bit further and give you something that you guys could sign up for today, where I could actually work with you over a period of time to make this happen in your business, rather than you just trying to go it alone. Give me a wave if you want that little extra, and I can show you something that we've put together with Denise and Jude to try and help you like move this forward real quick. Give us a little wave and you see some excitement in the room. And look, at the end, I'm going to give you the access to the free stuff anyway, right? So even if you decide to come on this journey with us, or you just want to take the free stuff, give me 5 more minutes and we'll have some questions. Does that sound like a plan? Everyone's like, we're in the room. We have 2 choices when we put this together. We could try and recruit loads and loads of people, and we could be like super cheap, or we could charge a little bit more for this because we're going to spend some time with you, and we could really go to town teaching you this stuff and getting it up and running in your business, right? So we took the second choice, and I want to introduce Denise and Jude, but my good self. I want to show you this AI funnels masterclass that we want to run, and we want to do this live, right? So if you guys want the free stuff, you can get that at the end. We'll still spend a little bit of time with you. If you want to come a little bit further, you can sign up for AI funnels masterclass today, and you're going to get 6 hours group training live. So all of you guys could be on this group training. We'll do it on Zoom. It'll be at a slower pace. And if I was to go and do that with an individual client, it'd be nearly $2,000, right? So you're going to get a big bunch of value with that already. But we're also going to give you unlimited access to the recordings, the notes, the downloads, the slides, and templates that you can use in your business, right? I've taken the hard road, and we've learned the hard way. And it's taken a long time to get to this point where I can come here and confidently deliver this and know that I can get you some results. And from what I've seen with Denise and with Jude, we know that this is possible for you, right? So if you're like, oh man, this all sounds amazing and I wouldn't know where to start, this is probably the right thing for you. If you think you can do it kind of yourself with the free stuff, take the free stuff. I'll give you the link in a second. But look, I'm going to give you those 6 hours live group training sessions, 2 hours on each session. We're looking at all of those 3 secrets, implementing them in your business. We'll give you the recordings, the notes, and we're going to give you 4 ready to go AI inspired professional designs that will beat any buffalo. You can see some examples of these on the screen. These are real landing pages that you can use just like Denise. You can drop them into your business and you can start sending your customers to these. And even at the very least, they're going to look nicer and smarter possibly than the buffaloes you've got working in your business already, right? So you get all of that stuff. You get 6 hours live, unlimited access to the recordings and notes. You get the 4 ready to go, 2-page funnels ready built for you. And we're going to give you a big bunch of AI content designed, created, edited, branded, using expert prompts to make sure that these things are right for your business. And we can tweak these things that are suitable for you, but you kind of need to be with us on those live trainings to get the most out of it, right? And you talk about being 1 funnel away. You literally are 1 funnel away from having the business that you want and getting rid of the designers and the hosts and the crazy marketing stuff and the buffaloes. And I'm confident enough to say that we can help you get there, but I can't do that in a free session, and I certainly can't do that in like 3 more minutes, right? So look, you get the 6 hour live group training, you get unlimited access to the recordings, you get 4 funnels, you get all that AI content, the logos and stuff designed, and we'll give you a trial to the funnel software so you can try all this in 30 days. If all this does is just get you to understand some of this stuff, it's worth it, right? We'll set the tech up for you as well. That's me on a TV show inside of the ClickFunnels HQ. I actually work for ClickFunnels as well, which is insane. And I've got access to the software and different things, and we can make sure you don't have any pain or difficulties getting started with that. So we'll set you up on ClickFunnels. We'll also give you some live support over the phone or Zoom or Google Meets, email support, and very importantly, we don't leave you until you launch commitment. So if that takes a little bit longer than the rest of the group, I'll make sure I hold your hand. I'll keep you like moving, and we get you something online with this AI stuff. And like I said, if all this does is just open the door to AI and get rid of some of these complicated processes, you might want to invest in this at the end, right? So look, it's way of simplifying the process and moving away from those traditional buffaloes, getting one up on the competitors. I could charge a lot of money for this. I could charge over 10 grand. and I want to give you more value, right? So I'm going to give you full access to my other training site as well, where we look at different funnels. That's worth $2,000 in itself. I also want to give you a testimonial masterclass on how we have 5-star reviews on our Trustpilot, which you might have seen at the beginning. And for the first 10 people, if there's even 10 people in the room who sign up to this, I'll give you a big bunch of bespoke AI images, short form videos, and more worth $1,000. All of that in total is worth $11,782. And if this just gets the AI in your business sooner rather than later, it's got to be worth it. If it gets rid of the sharks and the crazy tech costs and all the rest of it, typically a company can save $5,000 a year just on tech by deploying these things in the business. That's like a big saving, right? And if we spent 11 grand in our business to save $5,000 a year every year ongoing, it's only going to take 2 years to get that back. What you're going to know is far more valuable than any of that stuff. So you're going to get the knowledge, you're going to get the time, you're going to get the support, you're going to have things online that are different, that your customers are going to love. You're going to have these images and graphics and videos. You're going to have all of these skills, and there's not going to be any Buffalo business involved in this. No traditional advertising. It's new, it's cutting edge, and we're not even going to charge you that amount of money. Would that be worth even considering with us today? I've got like 2 minutes left. I said it'd be 30, 40 minutes. I want to take some questions as well. We could do all of that for you guys today for a one-time investment of $1,297 if you work with me on this, right? Because I want to do it live. I want you all together. You're going to get the 6 hours live group training. You get the access to the recordings. You get the funnels. You get the AI content. You get the 30-day trial to ClickFunnels and the tech set up for you, which is time. You're going to get the live phone support and email, and you get those 3 bonuses. It's worth over 11 grand if I was going to sell this in person individually to one of you. And you can get it right now if you go to dannywalsh.live/Buffalo on your phone. Pull your phone out, go there live, do it on your computer as soon as you can. I can't keep this open for too long. You've literally got 2 choices. You can take the free stuff and try and do it yourself, or you can invest like $1,200 and you can come on this journey and work with me, Denise, and Jude over the next 6 to 7 weeks, and we get you there sooner, and you can smile in the knowledge that you're better than your competitors, right? That alone is worth the investment. And what I'm actually going to give you there, I'm reading this thinking, oh man, why have I done that? That's crazy. You get all of that stuff on the screen. The information that I've given you might not be enough. By that time, your competition might have learned this stuff and moved a bit further. So what I want to do is make this really easy for you. And I want to make that price a nice rounded number. And if you can go all in with us today, you can sign up with Denise at the back of the room, or you can jump on your phone, go to dannywalsh.live/Buffalo, which is what Denise is going to make you do anyway. It's $997 if you do it today. I can't drop the price any more than that. Denise is going to kill me because she didn't know I was going to do that. We're coming to the end of the slides. Ask yourself, what would your competition do? You're going to get funnels, you're going to get training, you're going to get AI stuff, you're going to get cutting edge marketing from people who know the stuff, that have got the arrows in the back, that have learned the lesson. You kind of take it or leave it. I know what I would do. It's entirely up to you. Give me a signal in the room if that sounds exciting and sounds amazing, because I've done some research and the cost of one ebook online is about $1,000. So you're going to get all of that for less than a cost of what you would be charged for an ebook. And I know that we have gone over by 8 minutes. I do want to take some questions if you want to unmute the mic. But look, you can ask me about the stuff that we've showed you. And if you just want the free stuff, if you go to dannywalsh.live/Buffalo, scroll to the bottom of the page, go past the order form, you'll find the link at the bottom to unlock that free stuff as well. So whichever way you take it, you can have the free, or you can go all in for $997. But tomorrow, this deal will not be available because we've not got that much room and we've not got that much time. And I'd love all you guys to be on Zoom with us in a week's time, meet Jude, work with Denise, put this stuff in place in your business and go out there and smash it. It's Danny, and I thank you very much for your time. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you want to give any questions, any comments, any criticisms, anything you like, I'll do my best to answer. But I know we have overrun time, and I'm hoping that this is something that can revolutionize your business. Let me know.
Does he hear us? Does he hear us?
Yeah, it's unmuted. You can
Yes, yes, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
With the 6-hour live group training, what's covered exactly? What are the sections?
So we are going to go over those 3 secrets in detail. So we will get rid of that need to use the traditional marketing. We are going to go through the AI stuff, and we are really going to focus on the funnels, building the funnels, and most importantly, tracking and managing that data. So when somebody comes to your webpage, you not only do you know who they are, you add them to your mailing list, but you can also chase them around with those annoying little Facebook ads or little Google ads or YouTube ads. You kind of like when you go on, I don't know, you go on some website and then you see it on your phone and you see it on your computer. There's a way of doing that, and we can build that in as well. So it's data, it's the funnels, it's the AI, and it's moving you away from that traditional style of advertising. And if you do have questions and kind of tailoring this to your business, as we move, we'll do our best to fit that in. And look, if it runs into 7 hours, 33 minutes, we're not going to stop the clock, and we will stick around with you along the way if it takes a little bit longer. So I really want to get this moving, and hopefully that answers your question.
I don't know, Danny, I think there was so much information in a short period of time, that it's too bad. Like, if we had said, I know when I came to you and I said, I want to do a funnel, and he was like, okay, what do you want? And I'm like, well, I really want luxury sellers. That's what I want. I want luxury sellers. So we did a guide and we started. It's too bad we didn't show examples. So we did a guide, or we started with some high-end photos and started putting something together, went to Chat GPT, and it put like a table of content together for us. And so it was great. Okay, so what should luxury, it's too bad we didn't do it. So I put together like a table of contents, just like you would find in a book. And then we, after we put this together, we found the photos. There's a great website where you find the photos. And then it was like, it started coming together. And then the more you look at it, you go back to Chat GPT and you can even fine tune it. And so then we fine tuned it. And then we're like, okay, well, let's not just talk luxury. Let's just say to sellers how to maximize your home, like the sale of your home. And with just a little bit of tweaking, and we tweaked the photos, we had a completely different guide. But if I had said to Danny, you know what, Danny, I want to do something for first-time home buyers. It's like every one of us has a niche that we're looking for or that we work in. And if you just say, okay, my niche is I want first-time home buyers, or I want seniors, looking to go into a 55 plus, whatever it is that you want. With Danny and AI, you put it together in Chat GPT. I'm so excited about this.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not a techie, but I'm so excited because you use an artificial intelligence. It puts something together for you and you keep tweaking it. And then with the photos, next thing you know, you come up, I don't know if we have a copy of my funnel. You have the funnel, it's like a landing page. You go to Facebook, you put an ad together. We were doing a split test. Does this headline work better, or does this headline work better? How many people, respond? I do little videos. Danny's telling me, okay, I need you to do a video. I need you to talk. I mean, I get excited because there's so much you can do, and there's so many apps. You can do one video for several minutes. I'm sure you done this, several minutes, and you can take pieces of it and take just pieces of the video and put it out there. I mean, guys, I'm just excited.
The good thing is we're going to cover all of that stuff. So whichever niche you're in and wherever you want to focus this, the principles are going to work for everybody. And we're going to give you the tools and the apps and the skills to cut out all of that buffalo business, all of that BS, skip to the chase, and actually have practical click where we click, do what we do. And if you still don't get it, we're kind of going to do it with you. So we really want to put our hearts and souls into delivering this training, but we need a group of guys to do this with, right? And Denise has learned so much. I know that Denise could talk for the whole next 9 minutes because she's so excited and passionate about this stuff. And nobody wants to be messing around with complex, expensive advertising for the fact that you could only get an ebook online or like a fifth of a video from some marketing agency. For all that stuff we're going to give you, and we're not going to leave you, and you get Jude as well. It's like, oh man, we should have, if we'd have charged the 11 grand, you would still be asking the questions. And for less than $1,000, which you could put on a card, that's like an insane deal, because I know how confident I am that this stuff is going to not only work for you, but potentially revolutionize your business. So it is an amazing offer. And I'm looking at this now thinking, why did we do this, Denise? Because it is very, very good value. But that's what it's all about, right? And if you guys can learn this stuff, it doesn't just work in real estate, whether you want to write a book or you want to sell fishing tackle, which is something we've done, or whatever. And just on my shelf, these are books that I've actually written with AI that have made me a big bunch of money. That's one that I've done all about AI. And this is one that I've done in a niche. This is all about metal detecting. We made $5,000 just selling this metal detecting package that we put together, which was literally images and text that we pulled from the AI system to prove that it works. Even the pictures of the old coins are AI generated. So I kind of know this stuff works. And when you start to put this into a funnel and you start to see this unfold, like Denise has just said, in your business, you've got a link where you can send people to. You know you capture an email so you can mail these people. You know that you can run a Facebook ad that's compliant. You're not going to get shut down. And look, we're going to give you a little smidgen of this stuff for free. But if you just want to go all in with us today and just invest that money, we're even guaranteeing it. So we're not going to leave you. And look, if you decide tomorrow that you've made a bad decision and you're like, oh man, before it comes to actually starting the Zoom meetings live, if you're not happy and you think you've made a bad decision and you know it's a big problem, we'll just give you your money back, right? Because like we don't need the money, but we want you guys to be successful with this. Does that like take away all the risk and hopefully answer some questions? Because we're super passionate about this stuff.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Okay, so do you help us run the ads as well and what platforms to run them on?
We would give you advice and guidance on where to start these. If you did want us to run ads, because that's kind of like a recurring thing and we're doing that every single month to keep them going, then we'd have a conversation about that. But yes, in those training sessions, we will towards the end look at not just how to run an ad, but how to look at organic traffic as well. And you will be in a position where you can set things going on low budgets that will yield a return, and we'll put this in front of the right audience for you. And how you choose to maintain that going forward might be that you have to give us a few $100s a month just to maintain it for you, or you're confident in the skills that we've showed you. You've got the recordings, you've got the little downloads, and you've got AI to support that process. So I'm going to show you how to get your creatives for free. All of those images, like we've been using images of these fancy bathrooms, and they're AI generated, and people are going crazy for these things. So I'm going to give you the shortcuts and give you the roadmap. And yes, to a point, we will make sure that you're running with them. But if you're like, hey, Danny, will this give, you know, will you be running my ads forever for $997? Clearly not, but we will do our best to make sure that you've got all of that tools and you are fully equipped. And should you want to have a conversation at that point, then we do have capacity amongst us, amongst the team and other people we work with, where if you wanted to scale these up and say, you know, you want to spend $1 million a month, whatever, yes, anything is possible. But in the first instance, we are focusing on those fundamentals. Does that kind of make sense? Hopefully that's answered your question.
So another thing is, can you run these ads through our command?
Huh?
Can you run the ads through command?
I don't know. Ask Blake. I haven't.
We don't know.
I would think. Do you run ads in command now?
Yeah.
Then you have to.
You have to be, so it's
It's got to
just,
be. It's got to be. If you can run it in command, then you've got.
Yeah, so what you've got to think about with that is what constitutes an ad. So it's text, it's images, it's videos, it's sounds. All of those things we can use AI to enhance the ads that you're running already. And all of those ads will go to some sort of link. And whether that link is built out in your existing CRM or using the funnels that we're going to give you, one way or another, you will get people into your system.
how many leads have you done?
I have to ask Judith where they're just coming in, and she just tells me we have new leads in.
And have you called and followed up, and is anything coming out of it? Because
I'm getting the leads. We're following up. I haven't converted the lead
Okay.
yet, except for one. I told you the one that for like 1.6. That was like I consider that a fluke. Sorry, Danny. But the leads are coming in, but they haven't. No one yet has actually scheduled a calendar. And he told me it would take me a couple of months before somebody would actually book an appointment in my calendar. So that's what but I'm so excited because I keep learning. I'm doing videos like crazy now, just more and more.
And you're posting them all through content or through ads?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, so there's a combinations of the two. And we've also discovered some issues with Facebook and different things as part of this journey. So what we can do kind of as we move through this is kind of look at what you're already doing. And if this just gets you one funnel, that's going to be there forever. If this just teaches you how to use AI, that's going to be there forever. If it tweaks the ads that you're running already, that you're already relying on and makes them better than your competitors, it's going to be there forever. So everything we're trying to give you, just like these guys, is not only going to get you the leads as it moves forward, but is also going to stack that value in your favor everywhere you look at it. So very confident. And this is not, it doesn't just work for Denise. There are other examples. And when we get on that first call, I can show you some other stats and figures and people this is working for. So there's no doubt in my mind, this is something that will make a big impact on your business. But obviously we need to get that commitment from you.
Is it like a month to month, like you have to keep continuing with them, or like what is?
No,
One time.
no, you just know when you build the funnel and then the thing you have to do is the advertising.
Mhm,
That's all.
mhm. Then so he's just
And
helping
he's
you.
gonna be, Danny, I'm just gonna tell him quickly now, we got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Danny's gonna be, if you've heard of this company, ClickFunnels, it's probably the #1 ClickFunnel company, right?
You've been on ClickFunnels, I guarantee it.
Exactly, every time you've been on certain funnels. So Danny's gonna be one of the speakers at Orlando. It's a 5-day, I think a 5 or 7-day event in Orlando. So I'm still trying to get up there. I'm like, these are all techie people, but Danny keeps saying, he's flying over from the UK. He's gonna be a speaker. So he's been doing this a long time. Again, I'm just excited. I kept learning and I just thought, if I can help everyone just a little bit, whether you buy something or you try something free, I think it can help all of us. That's because I see this is where it's going. If we're not online, if we're not doing, these funnels and we're not getting out there, we're going to be left behind. So you've got to get there. And even if you just try.
Yeah, you can try for free, that you can go to that
Try
same
and
link.
you see, really, you can tell I'm excited. I keep learning with him, so.
What's the cost per lead that you're seeing with the AI?
So with the AI across the board, in some instances, cost per lead, you could be getting between $5 and $12, which is insane. Real estate leads we're seeing around $30, $40 because it is like people only buy or sell a house once in a certain period of time. So it is a bit of a bigger ask and a bit of a bigger challenge. But one thing's for sure is the agents who are using AI, and you only have to look at like what other real estate organizations are doing, and those that are really banging that drum, they are moving out in front right now. They're getting more leads, they're closing more deals. And whichever way you look at it, this thing's being integrated into Google, into documents, into all sorts of different apps. You can order your meals on it. The end consumer is going to be used to using these shorter processes. So if you've still got the buffalo and you've still got something cumbersome and people have got to go through all of these steps, the chances are they're just going to go to something that's simpler. And what we're going to do is give you a process that's simple, but also cheaper. It's going to save you a bunch of money and you're not going to have to be held to ransom. Once you've completed this program, this 6-week program, give or take a few hours at the end, you're going to have skills and knowledge that are going to be there for the future. And even at the very least, even if you don't launch a funnel and you decide you don't want to do that, you're never going to be bamboozled by a marketing agency ever again, because you know exactly where they're getting the content, how they're putting it together. And your existing ads are going to be 10 times better. Your existing copy and your emails and the way you follow up with clients is going to be 10 times better, because I'm going to show you things like I've showed Denise why she's so excited that even if it's not a quick fix, because anything like online never is, there's always something that you need to overcome. For example, looking at where your Facebook leads have come from originally, you might have 90,000 people on your Facebook page, but if they're all from like China, they're never going to buy real estate in the US. You've got to be also thinking about what's been put up down already, your foundation. And if we can kind of unpick that as we move, for that kind of money, for that kind of investment, I know what I charge my clients. You have got a great opportunity here, not only to learn, but to develop things in your business that are going to be future proofing. So it is a lot that we're going to teach, but because you get the recordings and you get the downloads, you could even hand this to your tech team and say, hey guys, this is what I've got, this is what I've learned, I understand this stuff now, can you work on this funnel and make it even better, or make it my style, or, you know, can you help with the organic marketing? So it's kind of like all roads will lead to Rome, but the thing is, you've got those choices. It's like, hey, we could do some free stuff, or you can go all in and you can just take a risk. And like I say, if you change your mind in the next few days before we start, or even in the first 10 minutes of the first session, and you're like, oh, Danny, it's not for me, I'll just give you your money back and it's done. And Denise and Jude are kind of going to be in this process with you as well. And it'd be great if all of us were all together. All this money's going to do is kind of grease the wheels to make it happen, for us to pay for software and allocate the time. It is a very good deal. But if you can jump in on this and you can say, right, we're going to go for it, we're going to be committed, we're going to believe in this stuff, I can guarantee that you are going to see results of some sort in your business. But, you know, like anything that you do online, it might not be for everyone. And if you think it's not for you, you can take the free stuff, book the call, get the free funnel template. You could try and do some of this yourself, but I know at some point you will be coming back and we can't hold that price for too long. Does that kind of make sense, you guys? And I hope that you have learned a bunch of stuff in this presentation. If all this does is make you just go on ChatGPT more, you're going to have an advantage over your competitors. I'm hoping that a proportion of you guys, or all of you, say, right, you know what, we're going to take a risk on this, we're going to invest some money, and we're going to move forward with this, and we can see you next week, we can get this moving, and any questions you've got, any, you know, criticisms, anything, we can answer those, put those to bed, and start building this stuff out in your business. Because I think the longer you leave it, especially with the current developments, the harder it's going to be to get on this. And you don't want to be like that .com boom, where it was like, hey, you need a website, and people were going, oh, we don't need a website, we're fine as we are. And we all see how that turned out, right? So AI in particular, funnels are solid. Funnel is better than a website. And if you can track and retain your advertising data and build up your pixels and analytics and things like that, especially with Google Analytics 4 just coming online in July, you've got a far bigger chance of reducing those ad costs, getting more clients for cheaper, and keeping those clients in your workflow for longer. Does that kind of make sense to you guys? Because for me, this is really exciting. If you do have any other questions, you can go on that page, dannywalsh.live/Buffalo, and there's a help button in the corner. I could do my best to answer those. But for me, it'd be great if a few of you would just take that risk, and then you can come back here and you can be like, hey guys, look what we've achieved, look what we've done. We've got this guide, we've got this funnel, we've got this thing working for us, and we've managed to get these clients which have closed on X amount of dollar deals. That'd be great, and I'm confident I can get you there.
Thank you, Danny, so much.
Thanks, Danny.
Let's do it. So it's all that stuff on the screen. You can see all of that. I know we've run over time, and it's been great talking to you guys. One-time investment 997. You're going to get a big bunch of stuff out of us for that. I look forward to getting started. We do want to start sooner rather than later with you guys, if that makes sense. But I can end the meeting. The replay is available as